Well, Boomer Sooner, everybody. My name's Harry James. Sooner women are going to try to get this thing figured out. Trying to turn the tide and make an NCAA run and a Big 12 run. Makes it a little bit easier when you're playing Kansas in women's basketball. But then after that, they'll play Texas. Outstate rival Texas. Pretty good again this year. Last year, both teams, Kansas 12 for 18, 3 and 15 in Big 12 play. And then the big bad Longhorns of Texas, 28 and 7, 15 and 3 in Big 12 play. All right, guys, let's preview these two bowl games. Next, Boomer Sooner 1982. Don't go away.
We beat Texas!
And welcome back to the show, everybody. My name's Harry James, and thanks, Coach. It's always good to hear from Coach Switzer on OU Texas Week, whether it's football, men's or women's basketball, or whatever the sport may be. Before we talk about Texas and that show out there in Austin, let's talk about the midweek game this week against the Kansas Jayhawks. The Jayhawks, they'll play them in the fog. Well, the Sooners, trying to get things figured out there. 12 and 18 last season. 12 and 8 last year. They lost to Kansas State 72-63 in the opening round of the Big 12 Women's Tournament, just up the road there in Oklahoma City. Their head coach, Brandon Schneider, is a 1995 grad from Wayland Baptist University and is in his fourth year in charge of the women's edition of the Rock Chalk Jayhawks. Trying to get Kansas back won't be easy, but it gets a whole lot easier when you have not one, but two double-digit scorers coming back from last season, including Christina Lyons and Kaylee Chapach. We'll start with Christina Lyons, 14.8 points per ball game last year for the Jayhawks. Also 3.1 boards and 3.2 assists per ball game last year for the Rock Chalk Jayhawks. Also, number 33, Kylie Kopopich, 13.3 points per ball game, 4.2 boards, 2.4 assists per ball game last year for the Rock Chalk Jayhawks. Now, that's that. Now the rival Texas that Coach Switzer has already mentioned. 28 and 7 last season, 15 and 3 to match a Big 12 record. Lost in the Sweet 16 of the women's basketball tournament to UCLA, 84-75. Their head coach, Karen Aston, 1987 grad from Little Rock, Arkansas, and is in her 6th year in charge of Texas. Her version of the Horns, not bad, coming back from a 28 and 7 record, 15 and 3 in league play. It helps, though, having a double-digit scorer coming in to help. And they got one to help. Transfer number 3, Maddie Williams. Welcome her in. 14.2 points per ball game, 3.1 boards, 2.4 assists per ball game for the Aggies of Texas A&M. She comes in as a grad transfer. So last year she was with the Aggies. This year she's traded in the Aggies red for burnt orange of Texas. Also, for the burnt orange of Texas, they also have number 15, Leon Higgs, 12.8 points per ball game for her, 3.3 boards, 2.7 assists per ball game last year for the Longhorns of Big Bad Texas. So that's Kansas and that's Texas. Now we got to do the Sooner Boomers of Oklahoma, the good guys. Averaging, from last season, finished just 2 games over 500, 16 and 14. Did finish 6 games under the Big 12 record with or 4 games under an even record in the Big 12 with 11 and 7 Big 12 record. Last season, they lost to DePaul 90-79 in the first round of the NCAA Women's Tournament. Their head coach, Sherry Cole, a 1980 grad from Oklahoma Christian University, and is in their 23rd year boomering the Sooners of Oklahoma. Helping her boomer the Sooners of Oklahoma, not 1, 2 double-digit scorers from last year's team come back. From Canada, number 14, Shea Pellington, and from the Sooner Nation, homegrown Anna Lanusa. We'll start with 14, Shayna Pellington. Number 14, Shayna Pellington, averaged last year 13.1 points per ball game, 2.7 rebounds per ball game, and 2.1 assists per ball game last year for the Sooners of Oklahoma. Also, number 22, Anna Lanusa, did her part last season for the Sooners, averaging 12.6 points per ball game, 4.0 rebounds, and 1.0 rebound assists per ball game last year for the Sooners. Now, last year, those numbers are a little bit deflated from this year because of the injury that Anna had earlier in the non-con. But she's come on recently, early and often. All right, guys. For final things to remember, beat Texas. Horns down for peace this week. Instead of horns up for peace, it's horns down for peace. Sorry, Eddie. Also, you can catch this and all my other videos on YouTube. Boomer Sooner 1982. This is the year I was born. They're also on my Facebook channel, Harry James Taylor, or on my Twitter account, @HarryTheSpyOK. Alright, guys, remember, beat Texas, horns down, and Boomer Sooner, everybody. We'll see y'all next week. I'm out of here. Peace.